Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Flux. Today I'm back with another AF gameplay video. This is an 11 wake I did the other day. With this video, I wanted to try something a little bit different and do some gameplay commentary. So basically, I'm just going to be explaining stuff that's going on throughout the dungeon and explaining some of the decisions I'm making pretty much. So if you guys enjoy this style of video, definitely let me know down in the comments and I will try to do more of them. As always, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Please, that would really help me out a lot. Subscribe for more content in the future. I'm also streaming quite a bit of M Plus over on my Twitch page, so go drop a follow over there and go hang out. And other than that, guys, thank you all for watching. I really, really appreciate it, as always. So let's jump right into it. First pull is always big pull. My pet just died for some reason. I have no idea what happened there. Whatever. So I'm a little late to get there. As I'm walking up, I'm just starting to agony some stuff until everything gets grouped up. So right here, once I plant, I'm going to send a seed into Vile Taint. So a big thing with this first pull in this dungeon, just in general, especially if you like pull one of these gatekeepers, you do want to press a defensive button, especially while this ability, Wrath of Zoramus, is going out. Otherwise, you run the risk of dying, especially as you're going to see here. I am targeted by this throw flush right here, which is going to chunk me while this is going out, and I'm just going to die right now. I thought when this was going on that I had pressed one of these, but I guess I didn't, which is just kind of unfortunate, so I just die. Basically, that is 100% my fault, like no healer is going to save you from that. So you do need to press defensives on these big pulls. Another thing that happens is like these blight bags explode and do damage to you, which is another reason you need a defensive up, especially if it overlaps with the Wrath of Zoramus. So as I got back, I basically just went right into like a Soul Rot Dark Glare, just because I'm basically at this point trying to catch up. And I'm just gonna start spamming some Raptures. But at that point, like everything was pretty much dead already. Like I missed most of the damage. So we kill the pull. I'm just going to start summoning my pet now because I still don't have my pet out. As we go into this pull, I'm going to start off as usual with Vile Taint or Seed. So I just send Vile Taint first because I'm trying to, again, catch up and I want this to, I want the cooldown on this to be closer to Soul Rot. So I just send it first and then I go into a Seed, into a Haunt UA. So the big thing with these packs is just to watch the Corpse Harvesters. You want to watch the kick on them, the Drain Flush. You can either kick it or stop it with Shadow Fury. Damage-wise, we're not in cooldowns, so I'm just trying to make sure I don't Shard Cap. I'm sending Nightfalls with Shadow Bolt, and then I am just catching my agonies as they're dropping. That's really all that's going on here. Again, we have the blight bags, so you just want to be aware that you don't die when these start popping. Shadow Fury there for like the little affix that spawns. You can destroy those with any type of crowd control. So I'll just go back and show you guys what happened there really quick with like Soul Rot. So Soul Rot's going to come off cooldown before Vile Taint, but I'm just going to send it because you guys can see like stuff's getting close to dying. It's like at 40-ish%. So I'm just going to send Soul Rot, and then I'm going to send Vile Taint when it comes up like a couple seconds after. Again, just because stuff is starting to die. I can't really afford to wait anymore. So let's see. Going into this pack, I don't have Valtine up, so I'm just gonna seed into Haunt, into UA, and I'm gonna Valtine right now when it's up. And again, we don't have any cooldowns up, so at this point I'm just going into like the middle filler type phase, basically where I'm just Shadow Bolting, using my Nightfalls, and um, refreshing my Agonies as they fall. So big thing with Soul Harvester is you can send a couple Raptures with Vile Taint by itself, and still be okay because of the extra shards that Soul Rot gives you. Another important thing to mention is you always want to be sending your Shadow Bolts into the target with UA on it, and that is for Tormented Crescendo. If you are sending Shadow Bolts into other stuff without UA, there's no way to proc Tormented Crescendo, so you're just going to be losing a lot of free Raptures. So just always make sure you are sending your stuff into the UA target. So we end up pulling the boss here. I think the tank pulls the boss. So I'm actually going to play this a little bit slower just for right now, because there's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to swap my UA and Haunt over to Blightbone because he is now the prio target. Always want to make sure you have UA and Haunt on the prio target. We also pulled some extra soldiers here. So what I should do right now is basically cast a seed, but I don't think I end up doing that because again, there's so much stuff going on right now. But I should definitely cast a seed and at least throw like an agony on Blightbone also. I get the mechanic here. You want to face this away from everyone and use a defensive for it. If you don't use a defensive for this, you are basically going to die on hierarchies, so always need to press something. The worms come out. So at this point I send a seed. I also have Vile Taint, Soul Rot, and Dark Clear coming up. So I'm basically going to press these at some point very soon, right now, looks like. Use Trinket, and then I'm going to start spamming some Raptures. I'll go back into full speed now. That was just to show you guys, there's a lot going on there really fast. So we had all our cooldowns out, we're just dumping Raptures now. And then now at this point I'm going to go into more filler. We pulled 3 more soldiers, so I manually agonied them. I'm probably going to drop a seed just to get corruption on them too. And then again, just sending all my Shadow Bolts into Blightbone, keeping my dots up, waiting for my cooldowns to come up. A big important thing with this boss is you definitely want to save Vile Taint for every time these worms spawn. It kind of syncs up. You have to hold it for like a couple seconds, but it's definitely worth it because it allows you to put Agony on these really easily, and also it drops Curse of Exhaustion on them, so it slows them a little bit, which is going to help your group kite them and keep them close to the boss just for a couple seconds. So again, no CDs up. I'm just sending Shadow Bolts onto Blightbone, keeping my Agony, Haunt, and UA on Blightbone. Making sure I don't overcap shards. So Vile Taint and Soul Rot are going to come up, but again, I'm going to hold for the worms. Soul Rot, you get extra stats off Dark Harvest. It's going to give you more crit and haste with the worm spawning. So basically what that's going to do is give you more funnel damage onto the boss. And also, like, you just want to kill the worms fast because they are dangerous. So we Vile Taint. Trying to kite a little bit. I use Coil just to get that one away from me. And then I sent Soul Rot. So you see I got 4 stacks of the crit haste. And again, you're also getting more funnel damage with Cold Awake. Just gonna give you more rapture damage when you're hitting more stuff. So I could definitely send some raptures here, getting pretty high. You do want to save a couple for when the worms spawn. So you can also seed to get corruption on the worms if you want to. It's definitely worth it if they get like clumped up enough. If they don't get clumped up, don't really worry about it. Yeah, we killed that pretty fast. It's pretty good. So in these packs right here, basically, the only thing you want to be targeting is the Necromancer. All these other ads here, they can't die because the Necromancer just keeps them alive forever. So you definitely want to be throwing Haunt and UA on the Necromancer. Again, so I'm using Agony as stuff is getting clumped. I target the Necromancer with Haunt UA. I'm going to send Soul Rot and then go into my damage with Dark Glare. And this is just going to die like in 5 seconds pretty much. Make sure I use my Nightfalls as they come up. And he's dead, just like that. And you basically got to kill these two after, which kind of sucks. So on these packs right here, the Marauder is the prio target. He takes the longest to die, and you also have to burn through his shield. If you burn through his shield, he'll take a little bit of extra health, this shield right here. Once you burn through it, he'll take some damage. So you just want to keep Haunt UA on him. So my Vile Taint and Soul Rot's coming off cooldown, so I'm starting to dump some shards so I don't overcap. Then I'm going to Vile Taint into Soul Rot. And then just dump again. Keeping Haunt and UA on Prio. Our boys are getting cleaved with the cleave here.
Your ascension.
Making sure I refresh my Agony. We finally kill that. So I think we pull this pack here. On this pack, your prio is Narzuda. I'm pulling out my Devour Magic because of the he casts like a little shield you could actually purge off. I'll show you. I'll point it out when it happens. But yeah, like on this pack, Narzuda is the prio target, so you want to throw Haunt and UA on him. I had all my CDs up, so again, like once stuff gets clumped up, I send Seed, Vile Taint, into Soul Rot, Dark Glare, and then we just start dumping. This is actually the shield right here, Dark Shroud. So if you see this buff go up, you can just purge it instantly with your Fellhound. We get our full dump off, we use our Crescendo procs, sending Nightfalls, and we just basically deleted that in actually 30 seconds. It's crazy. So on these two, you kind of just got to pick one to put your Haunt UA on. And then, yeah, just do your filler right now. I don't have CDs up, so I just sent Vile Taint. And we're using Nightfalls and Shadow Bolts. So if your tank ever chains the Marauders into these Necromancers like this, the Necromancer becomes your prio target. The longer this stays alive, the more dangerous this pull gets. So you definitely want to prio this. Needs to die as fast as possible. You also want to be watching out for these Frostbolt volleys here. To kick them, if like 2 or 3 goes off at once, your group's just gonna die. So I have CDs again. We're gonna Vile Taint and then just Soul Rot. And get a full dump of Raptures off. Still have more shards to dump right here. Refreshing my agonies before they drop. You guys can see at this point how dangerous this thing gets the longer the Necromancer lives.
Your ascension is complete.
Yeah, these Necromancer pulls are all pretty much the same. You just gotta prio them down and kick the mages. So everything's grouped up here. I just seed into Haunt. Almost die here. I think we had 2 volleys go off. So CDs are back up, so we're gonna send them. Just got a bunch of volleys going off right now. That dies pretty fast, which is nice. So the tank's gathering, so I'm just throwing agonies out. Once stuff gets clumped up, I throw a seed again. Haunt UA onto the Marauder. That is the prio target. Vile Taint. And then I'm just going to send my Shadow Bolts into the Marauder. I missed a bunch of my agonies there, but it's okay. It's a really big pull. You're not going to be able to refresh all your agonies. Like, it's actually just impossible. So just try to get as many as you can. I'm not capping on shards. I'm going to dump some raptures. The tank started kiting here. I was like really overcapped on shards. I probably should have dumped a little more there. But I just wanted to send Soul Rot even though stuff was dying, just to keep it aligned with Dark Glare. As you guys can see, we're going to walk a little bit, so this is already recharging. The only time it's not worth to do that, like send Soul Rot when stuff's dying, is if you know you're going to pull really big next pull. But I didn't know that. I knew there was a good chance we'd probably just go to this, so that's why I sent it. But yeah, we're just going to start out with Haunt UA as always, throw Agony Corruption on, Vile Taint, and then just go into filler stuff. So I think what the tank is going to end up doing here is he's going to chain this into this little pack right here on the left. But I didn't know that, and I think I just sent Vile Taint and Soul Rot anyway. The other thing you want to do, like, so at this point, if we were going to kill this and go right into boss, I would just save all my cooldowns. But I don't know if we're going to do that, so it's kind of annoying. Sometimes you just kind of have to guess, you know? I think that's why I'm saving right here, is because I'm thinking we're going into boss right now. So I'm just literally spamming Shadow Bolts and using my Rapture, my Crescendos and stuff. But he's actually just gonna go chain this like really late for some reason. Yeah, see, he goes over there. So whatever, as soon as he pulls out, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna send my cooldowns now. So I Vile Taint all the stuff that's clumped up over here, send a seed, try to get a Haunt UA on the Marauder, and just start dumping Raptures. And yeah, just keep on dumping Raptures while your Soul Rot and Vile Taint are up. So on this boss, also similar to like the first boss, you want to hold Vile Taint for ad spawns, just to get your agonies out on everything. You do need to kill these ads, so you can't just ignore them, and you don't want to spend like 40 globals dotting everything. So you do want to save Vile Taint for
Your
that.
ascension
You could also throw a Curse of Tongues on the boss to make him cast slower. It's pretty helpful.
is complete.
So right there, I just dumped a couple Raptures because I know I'm going to start capping soon. I'm going to be sending some globals dotting, so I might gen a few shards while I'm doing that. So I just want to have like some leeway. So I'll play like this a little bit slower, just so you can see what I'm doing as the ads are spawning. So I'm throwing some corruptions out because they're not going to be clumped up for a little bit, so it might not be easy for me to seed and get corruption on them. So I'm just starting to throw out some manual corruptions. Make sure you kick these volleys. It's very important, or you guys will die. So I throw Haunt back on the boss because it fell off. At this point, everything's clumped up, so I'm going to send Vile Taint and Soul Rot and then just start spamming some Raptures. Sent a couple Raptures there because I was going to overcap, and then I go back into more Raptures. And at this point, we can just put back full speed. But yeah, that's basically what you want to do every ad set, is just kind of start throwing out some corruptions while stuff is spawning. So that way you don't have to wait for it to get clumped up. You already have corruptions on it. And then with Vile Taint, you'll get agonies on everything. So you pretty much have like your big dots on everything, which is going to give you the max amount of damage out of your Rapture. Now, for whatever reason, obviously, like the stuff gets clumped up immediately. You can just obviously send a seed if you want. Like it's perfectly fine to do that also. But yeah, I'm gonna hold Vile Taint for ads. Basically, this phase is just like filler waiting. So stuff spawning again. I'm gonna throw out some corruptions. Gonna try to kick a Frostbolt
Your
volley if I
ascension
can. Throw Vile Taint.
is complete.
So big thing, your Soul Rot's gonna desync on this fight, like always, no matter what. With the ad spawns, it's just kind of how it is. I forgot what I do here though with Soul Rot. I just sent it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so it's fine to send this now. The reason why I'm sending this now with like no ads and nothing is because I want this to come back up for upstairs. So basically, if I wait to send this for next ad spawn, which is going to be like in 20 seconds or so, this won't be back up for like the first pull of upstairs. And you do want this on the first pull of like going upstairs because generally the tank pull is very big on that first pull, so you want damage for that. And that pull is very dangerous. So yeah, like you guys can see the boss is already very close to dying. Again here I'm going to corrupt stuff. Vile Taint once it's clumped up, and then I'm just going to start sending some Raptures. Boss is already close to dead. At this point, you can just focus the boss more. You can kill this boss by the time the like mechanic goes out where you guys would wipe and the ads explode. So yeah, you guys are gonna see here now, since I sent my soul rot, just kind of like naked there with no ads or Val taint. I actually am gonna end up having it up for when I go upstairs now, which is great. This is exactly what I want. I want this up for this pull. Now, sometimes the tanks might go to the left over here and just pull like this small stuff, which kind of sucks. Um, this guy's just gonna go balls to the wall right here, pull this, which is great. So everything's clumped. I'm gonna seed. We're gonna vial taint. For this pull, I usually try to pry out the stitch work. This is like the thing that's gonna kill the tank. If the tank dies on this pull, it's 100% gonna be a wipe. So I try to pry out the stitch work. So we send all that stuff, seed, vial taint, whatever, and then just soul rot, and then do our big dump. You want to try to kick the drain fluids
Your
or the gore
ascension
splatter. This gore splatter that goes off.
is
That puts a very nasty dot on everyone. Um, and that actually can wipe you also. In fact, if that one of those goes off in a hierarchy, like it's very likely you're gonna wipe. But I'm a dwarf, so I just dwarf cleanse that off. Just lucky enough. I think we almost end up wiping here. I don't remember. It was basically because the gore splatter went off. We lost one of our DKs. If you lose one person on this pool, it starts to kind of cascade
only the strongest
and snowball.
survive.
Somehow the tank stays alive there, which is pretty crazy. He's by himself right now. Actually says he got aggro there, so I don't know. Maybe he just got aggro. So I sent Vile Taint there. I probably could have just held on to it. I don't know. I don't like to sit on Vile Taint for too long. It has a really short cooldown. Like you can already see it's almost back up while we're just standing here. So since I don't have Vile Taint, I'm throwing just agonies on stuff manually.
Your ascension
We seed to get corruption.
is complete.
I have my cooldowns coming up, so once Vile comes up, I'm gonna Vile, Soul Rot, and Dark Flare, and dump. Same thing, throwing some agonies while stuff's getting grouped up. Once it's grouped up, I'm gonna seed. Again, I'm gonna pry out the stitch work just because it's the one that's gonna kill the tank. And I'm pretty sure he also has like the highest health in the group. Basically, by prying the highest health stuff, you're helping to kill stuff evenly. Because these DKs are just doing a lot of like full-on AoE damage. You see how he's like the last one living.
Your ascension is complete.
So on this pull, you do want to send CDs. Um, don't hold. This pull will take forever if you hold. They do kill each other, um, but it could still take a while. Like a lot of people hold on this pull, and these will take forever to kill. Especially if like anyone misses one of these cleavers, these are just gonna live forever. Yeah, you want to aim that cleaver at the other ad.
Your
It'll do damage to
ascension
it. If you did not know that.
is complete.
So we sent there. We're gonna have our stuff up for this pull, which is great. We also got a nice little haste buff. So I'm gonna seed, haunt, UA the big guy, file taint, dump some raptures. Getting a lot of refunds, so I'm just gonna overcap no matter what. Can't really do anything about that. And go right into our shard dump. Same thing on this pull pretty much. We're just going to Vile Taint, Seed, throw UA Haunt on the big guy. Gonna start catching my agonies as they fall.
Your ascension is complete.
So the reason I'm holding Soul Rot here is because I want it up for this boss. Because basically if we don't kill this boss, the key, we're not going to time the key. This is a really hard boss. You need to have all your damage available for this boss. I would also highly recommend if you have Dark Clear come up during this pull, don't use it. Just send your Soul Rot and Vile Taint by itself. You want every bit of damage for this boss. It's really hard. I probably could have used Soul Rot there if I had used it like right when it came up, but I held it for a couple seconds, and at that point it wasn't worth it anymore. I think I definitely could have sent it there. Better to be safe than sorry though. So until the boss comes down, I'm just going to do like normal stuff on this. I'm not going to send any type of cooldown or anything. I'm just going to like Shadow Bolt, throw dots, do a little bit of damage. As soon as the boss comes down, I'm going to UA him. I'm going to Corruption, and then I'm going to drop Vile Taint and also Haunt him.
Your
So I throw
ascension
UA, Vile Taint, Corruption manually,
is complete.
Haunt, and then I'm not even going to like bother trying to dump. I just want to get damage out. Actually, a really good thing to point out there, since all those orbs were spawned, I wanted to Soul Rot before everyone cleared them because I got a little bit of extra Dark Harvest funnel. So you just, at this point we're dumping, trying to get all our damage into this boss. You can go back and hit the flesh hook while the guy went upstairs. It's back now, so we're gonna wait till everything gets clumped to UA. Throw Haunt UA back on the boss. At this point, this is very dangerous, so you can see like I fucking used everything here. There's a lot of damage going out. If you have two of these A-bombs out, there's a lot of damage going out. Also another thing, if you ever get this fixate, try to aim it towards this arrow, so he will get hooked and it'll cancel the fixate. Sometimes he has a really weird hitbox, so can't really do anything about it. But yeah, Haunt UA on the main boss.
Your ascension
And just keep trying to burn him. Make sure you get these hooks onto the boss. If you don't, you're literally going to wipe. If you ever miss a hook on the boss, it's pretty much GG. Nothing right now. So at this point, nothing matters but trying to kill this boss. This is basically our last push. If we don't kill the boss here, we're gonna wipe. And I'm out of stuff, so I think I actually end up dying here. Yeah, I like literally, I had absolutely nothing available. Just needed the healer to save me there. But we do get the B-res, and just come right back up and try to kill the boss. I don't even bother summoning the pet. Like, I know at this point the only thing that matters is trying to burn this. Luckily we got it before we ended up rotting to death, which is good. I actually didn't spear here too. I noticed this after. It's really unfortunate. That definitely would have helped us there. But whatever. So I have cooldowns here. I'm gonna spear when my cooldowns come up. Our guy just got aggro right at the start of the fight. So I spear there. I'm gonna send cooldowns. Comet Storm, you just need a kite. Just run around. Don't stop moving when this is out. Luckily, we did not get picked for the exile since we had our cooldown still rolling.
Your ascension is complete.
So the reason I throw gate down on this fight is, I'll tell you guys when I go down. I'll tell you guys. You'll see too. Just want to get out of these frozen binds. You do not want to be in that circle when the person is getting dispelled, or you will get rooted. So yeah, I'm just going through filler phase right now. I don't have CDs. CDs are coming up, so I'm dumping some Raptures. We got Vile Taint, Soul Rod up, so we're going to send them. We're going to send Haunt here just to refresh it.
Your
Just keeping
ascension
my Agony, all my stuff on.
is
So we get sent down now. Basically, you just want to avoid swirlies here in this big circle. You don't want to be in that big circle. For the ad, you want to throw a Haunt and UA on it. Just dot it up. And you can kick this with your pet. You could also Mortal Coil him to make him run away, give you some space. Just start dumping some Raptures to kill it. Alright, so when you come up, you guys are going to drop a puddle. So what you want to do is basically, you want to run to like a corner to drop the puddle like this person did right here. And then you're just going to port back to the center so you don't have to run through it. And yeah, makes it very easy for you. So you also get like this little buff right here. This gives you like extra crit or damage or something. I don't remember exactly what it does. But it's a damage buff, so you want to try to get into your CDs as soon as possible when you come up so you can get the
your
most value out of this.
is complete.
And we're just going through mechanics. Once I can plant, I'll start dumping more Raptures. And right now we're out of CDs, so I'm just going to make sure I keep everything on the boss, all my debuffs. And we ended up getting pretty close to timer here. We had a couple mistakes. We had the one pull where we almost swiped. Me dying on the first pull is really bad too. That cost us a good amount of time. But we do end up timing this, which is nice. And that's the key, guys. So again, if you guys enjoy this style of video, if you find it useful or helpful, please definitely let me know, and I'll try to do more of these in the future. But other than that, guys, again, thank you all for watching as always. Really appreciate it. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed or if you found it helpful. Subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. So take it easy.